Well, Mike Dunn, they saw something. They decided to move that car over.
Well, tire smoke in the right-hand lane, but in qualifying, the dragsters struggled in that left-hand lane in qualifying. Most of the best runs were made in the right-hand lane, but it was the opposite for the funny cars. So you have to look at the conditions given on that particular run, and right now they like what they see better in that left-hand lane.
Pretty easy going, Don Schumacher. He, of course, has Cory Mack's car and absolutely his son's car, Tony Schumacher's car. So he has a lot on the line today. Let's show you the weather.
Chamber of Commerce day here. Look at all that blue sky. Temperature 76 degrees, very dry air. Remember, water grains anything below 50. Not very much humidity. You make the horsepower density altitude corrected to about 2,300 feet above sea level. That's what those engines think they're running in.
So Bob Vandergriff and Cory McClenathan, who we have said several times is lurking at the edge of this top fuel battle, and there it is, printed out. He must win this round to stay in the championship contention.
Well, we just heard John Kernan talk about a lane change. We may see a little bit of that in this first round because a lot of the crew chiefs I talked to don't know what lane they would prefer to be in. Mike, there's some bumps over in the right side of the racetrack. The starting line in the left lane, not so good. Obviously, conditions in terms of weather are certainly good to make horsepower, but as far as which lane that horsepower is going to be applied to, crew chiefs are scratching their head right now.
Well, generally in the past, that left lane during eliminations, there's always been a question about grip early in the run. The right lane, the cars want to drive towards the center, and the drivers really have to be on top of their game to keep that thing in the groove, because if it does drive towards the center, you get that left tire out of the groove, and it'll just, a lot of times, just push you right across that center line.
This is one of those great days where you have two championships yet on the line and the race itself. And this race is so very important because you have all winter to gloat if you've won at the finals here at Pomona. Larry Dixon kind of checking out his tunes, relaxing. Tony Schumacher. Well, what a day these guys have in store. Must win for Cory. Whoa!
Dodged a bullet on that one.
Boy, that could have been bad. If Vandergriff had been under power, McClenathan would have been out in the very first round. But it wasn't that way. Vandergriff had his problems, and Cory was able to get down, even with the explosion.
Cory had good numbers early, and then I don't know if it had started spinning the tires and backfired, or if it just had a mechanical problem. As it goes down the track, boy, it just nosed over and then backfired big time, knocking that supercharger right off of the top. Go on board. I got to believe that it was probably a mechanical problem. Let's see if we can hear something. Oh, it sounded like it might have broke something in the, maybe possibly an input shaft in the clutch or something, way that engine went up and then tagged the valve and backfired the supercharger. Lucky break there for Cory.
So Cory McClenathan will go ahead into the second round, but they're going to have to think about how they got there.